Hey there everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to do a quick little video on adding some padding to the Benro legs here. Honestly, I think most people probably should do this to their tripod legs. And also because I use a bigger lens usually putting this over your shoulders as you walk to your next location. You're not really tearing this down and putting it back together when you get there. It just makes it easier to carry it and set up. Now, real quick, what you're going to need for this, pair of side cutters, dikes, whatever you want to call them. You're going to need a couple zip ties, 2 for each leg, and then the padding that I got is 12 inches long by 6 inches across, Mach 3 series. I don't remember the exact number off the top of my head, but I'll put it down in the description for you. But you're going to need at least 6 inches across, that way it'll wrap around the whole leg. And you don't really need it to be 12 inches long. I just like it because it gives you more area to like just throw it on your shoulder and walk down through the woods, the forest, the trail, wherever you're at. And then of course you're going to need electrical. Now the main reason for this though is if you're going down through the woods, fold up your tripod and you go to throw this over your shoulder like this and you're hiking through the woods, the padding that comes on it stock is very thin, doesn't really offer a lot of protection for your shoulder, and it's only on one leg, so kind of annoying. I just put it on all the legs. Before we get started here, I'm going to take the camera off the top of the tripod so it's not in the way. If you're interested in this little setup I got with the rails and the Arca plate and everything, I have a little review video. Click that little tag above. You can watch that after you're done with this video, but we'll put this off to the side. Another couple good reasons why I put the foam on there is if you're out in the cold and it's 5-10 degrees out, aluminum gets really cold, hurts your hands if you're not wearing gloves. And even if you are wearing gloves, the foam makes it easier to grab and hold on to with the gloves on. Now, if you go and spring for the carbon fiber version of this, it works pretty good. Your hands won't get as cold, but like I said before, the foam gives you something extra grip and is better for your shoulders. So even with carbon fiber, I would recommend putting some extra padding on there for your shoulders if you're using big lenses and you're carrying it around. First thing I always do, kind of test fit it around. Try to keep it below this collar. Put your seam on the inside. Just kind of bend it around there. If you're comfortable with it, put your zip tie around. Make sure the foam is even. I'll put some foam suggestions off Amazon in the description below. This foam kind of, fell off the back of a truck somewhere. So there you go, you got the top one on. Let's go to the bottom. There we go. It's on there good enough. And now that it's on there with the zip ties, you kind of got this like chubby bit, extra flap down here. You'll start in the middle with your electrical tape. Start right in the middle, slap it on there, pull it kind of tight. The reason why I suggest electrical tape for this is it's pretty weather resistant. It doesn't really get gunky and stuff from heat, and if water gets on it, it beads off, and it kind of restricts like a rubber band, so it kind of over time will pull the foam a little bit tighter to the legs. So we're just going to time lapse through this real quick so you don't have to sit here and watch me do this for 10 minutes. Once you get to the bottom, just take your linemans, your dikes, snip off the zip tie. Careful, it can go flying. Just keep going down. Make sure your tape is overlapping. Don't leave any gaps for moisture or dirt. And work your way back up to where you started, and then go up to the top. Snip off the other zip tie. Now we're done with one leg. You can still move it around a little bit, shimmying up and down as you need it. Now we got 2 legs done. If you want, you can just stick with 2 legs, call it good, and just make sure you rest on your 2 legs with the padding when you're carrying your big lenses out there. Or if you're like me and it just bothers you having 2 but not all 3, We're just going to cut off this OEM. It used to say Benro on it. It got worn off. It's kind of junk anyways, so we're just going to cut that off. Utility razor to cut it off. Just don't cut too deep. You don't want to scratch the aluminum underneath. There we go. Thin junk, the OEM junk. A lot better. As I mentioned earlier, you don't have to do 12 inches. You can do 6 inches if you prefer not to have the whole leg covered, or if you have shorter main legs, just do 6 inches. That's fine. Would not recommend going shorter than 6 inches. So, same thing again. There we go. We got all 3 legs done. Did this before and it lasted about 2 years, no problem. I just replaced it just so I could do this video and show you guys, to be honest. So, should last you quite a while if you take care of it. Nothing really to worry about. And as you can see, at least on this tripod, you can still close up the legs all the way. It doesn't really hurt anything. I don't use the long center column a whole lot since this tripod's already like 7 feet tall without it. But if you did put in there, you could still close it a good 80 to 90% and it won't hurt anything. Saves your shoulders a lot. You won't be getting home with giant red marks on stuff. You won't be pinching yourself. It works great. If you enjoyed the video and it was useful for you and entertained you, please hit that subscribe button. Help me out. Get me to 1,000. Give me the thumbs up on there, the watch time, all the good jazz. If you want to support the channel, I have a donation link down below for PayPal, or you can just buy some shirt merch for Man's Woodland Perspective. Really love you for that. Plus, honestly, they're super comfortable shirts. But until next time, I wish you the best of luck out there. Happy shooting and get some bangers to show off. See ya.